Hello, Jamie here. Thank you for joining me for another practice. I have mentioned a couple of times this book, Yoga for Recovery, a practical guide for healing. It's by the Transformation Yoga Project by Michael D. Huggins and Andrew J. Moore. I really love this little book. It's really helped me a lot in my journey through recovery and trying to walk through this very gnarly journey of grief and feeling like sometimes I just couldn't make it, couldn't get through. And then I pick up a little book like this and I do a little yoga practice and I go, okay, I'm going to be okay. And one of the things that I've really learned about trauma and trauma recovery, well, I guess, I can't even scratch the surface, but I would love to just share that what I have learned about the way that trauma has it creates this separation as kind of a survival mechanism, a separation of our body and our soul, if you will. It's like I've been out of my body. I kind of think for most of my life, if I really now that I'm getting healthier mentally, I can really see how just for most of my life, really, I wasn't in my body. And coming back into my body and feeling my feelings and really expressing myself has been quite an awakening. It's a beautiful journey. It's a tough journey. It's so worth it. And having the right people around you and the right support makes all the difference. And then having an incredible yoga practice to go along with that is phenomenal. I want to read from this book to you before we get started about trauma. I just think this is fascinating because I think it helps us to understand how it's not a moral failing at all when we've been traumatized and we react certain ways. It's really biological. And so I would love to just read this to you before we get started today. The heading, and this is on page 16, trauma, it reads, research indicates that substance use disorder is often related to unresolved trauma. Trauma that is unprocessed may lead to self-medication and is often a root cause of addictive behaviors. Given that trauma can be the root cause of addiction, an understanding of how it impacts the body and the mind is useful. Trauma is generally defined as an event or situation that induces intense feelings of fear, helplessness, and being overwhelmed. Traumatic stressors can be a single event, such as a car crash, or can occur over a prolonged period of time, as is commonly the case with abusive relationships, bullying, and war. Left unresolved, these events can result in an imbalance of the autonomic nervous system, ANS, which maintains the balance of the involuntary functions of the body through its two main divisions, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous systems. So the sympathetic nervous system, SNS, controls the fight, flight, and freeze response to danger, whereas the PNS, the parasympathetic nervous system, controls homeostasis and the rest and digest function of the body. Because trauma activates the SNS, the imbalance it creates is a constant triggering or prolonged activation of the body's response to danger, leading to increased heart rate, body tension, and adrenaline output, to name a few. Referring back to Dr. Siegel's hand model of the brain, and I'll go over that in another session. It's very interesting. The SNS activation is commonly referred to as flipping your lid. So instead of having a closed fist denoting steady regulation between the subcortical, limbic, and brainstem areas, there is an open hand where the cortex is disconnected from the other regions of the brain. And just going back, Dr. Siegel's hand model, he says that if you could think of your as your wrist being the brain stem, and then you've got the prefrontal cortex, and then you've also got the limbic system inside. And when you open your fist, none of the parts of the brain are talking to each other, basically. Thus, flipping your lid, so things kind of go haywire at that time. The SNS, sympathetic nervous system, also shuts down body functions that are not critical for survival, including reasoning and other activities controlled by the higher thinking brain. Regardless of whether a person is more likely to be extremely irritable in this state or to shut down, these automatic responses are still happening inside the body. Over time, the imbalance caused by trauma impacts the area of the brain that communicates the physical, embodied feeling of being alive. People can experience a numbing sensation or disconnection from their own bodies. I'm going to say that again. People can experience a numbing sensation or disconnection from their own bodies. Others can experience hyperarousal and become easily startled or agitated, suffering from interrupted sleep and restlessness. Either way, they feel trapped in the body's automated response to danger and may turn to substances or other addictive behaviors to avoid constantly reliving the past and the feelings associated with it. But denied feelings stay trapped in the body and can lead to extreme emotional responses to stimuli. Conversely, acknowledging and experiencing these feelings can have a profound positive impact and lead to strength, healing, and hope. Not only does holding onto or denying feelings make people susceptible to extreme emotional responses, but it denies them the opportunity to harness their feelings for personal growth, which is the true gift of our emotions as they relate to our personal experiences. In addition to emotional effects, exposure to stress and denied feelings can cause physical changes in the body. The negative energy generated by stress builds up inside our physical bodies and can manifest itself as neck or back pain, headaches, poor sleep, high blood pressure, and other symptoms. It will continue to multiply until the issues are resolved or the negative energy is allowed to move on and eventually out of our bodies. Simply stated, our issues live in our tissues, and improving one's physical health can assist in the recovery process. Trauma can cause people to distrust themselves, to interpret common experiences as dangerous, and to cause inexplicable pain in the body not necessarily caused by the physical injury. When there is no longer trust in one's ability to interpret emotions and understand sensations within the body, one may feel disconnected from themselves, from others, or from the world around them, or feel heightened sensations of vulnerability. In this state of being, turning to substances is a common form of self-medication. Whether substances are being used to feel something or to go numb, one can trust those feelings because they know what's causing them. So we trust it when we know what we're going to expect from the substance. And while ignoring the root cause of the pain can make life endurable, true healing cannot take place until it is addressed. I'm going to say that one more time, and that's our final sentence. I'll say the whole thing. And while ignoring the root cause of the pain can make life endurable, true healing cannot take place until it is addressed, it being the root cause. Whoosh, that's a lot. And boy, I'll tell you what, dealing with the root cause of the pain means we have to check in with ourselves and really acknowledge our feelings and face the pain. And that is not easy to do. And it takes a village to help us heal, and it also takes a lot of different modalities in the recovery world. Healthy eating, great sleep, great friends and or great social circles and support systems, and really this compassionate inquiry for ourselves, that self-love, and that, looking in the mirror, looking at the problem, even if you can't really face it yet, even if you just take a quick peek, a quick glance, at least then you are starting the process. And I know it's tough, but it's worked for me, and I'm getting better at facing the hard stuff. Whew, that's a lot. So today, let's go with releasing some of the uh, some of the things that we don't need and embracing some of the things that we do. And that's going to look a little different for each and every one of us, although there are some very common modalities and life practices that help us heal, such as the things I just mentioned, sleep and great diet. The facing of the problem and the therapy and the yoga and the meditation and all the ways, being in nature, all the ways that you choose to get healthy, it's going to look different for every one of us. And so that's where we learn to trust our guts. And that's not easy to do at first either if we've been living a life kind of on the run from ourselves the whole time. So let's do a little compassionate inquiry. Have a comfortable seat. I'm going to sit on my blanket just to lift my hips up a tiny bit. Today's practice is going to be a mellow practice. We're just, what I would really like to do is to just really focus on opening the heart today. So we'll keep it pretty mellow and forgiving and loving towards ourselves. I'm going to start with a little meditation that I will read at the end as well. So please find your comfortable seat. I know I've been talking for a while, so I'll make this really quick. If you could just close your eyes, maybe bring your hands to your heart. Maybe switch your seated position if you've been sitting the same way for a while since I started. And hands on the heart like a heavy blanket. Just that warm, snuggly, protected, safe feeling. Eyes closed if that feels okay, or maybe just a slightly downward gaze if that feels more natural. May we be protected together. May we be nourished together. May we work together with great vigor. May our study be enlightening. May there be no hatred between us and between ourselves. May we learn to love ourselves, accept ourselves, and face the darkness and the light. One more deep breath here. Exhale. Flutter those eyes open, release those hands. And you can stay seated on a blanket or a block if that feels right, or have a seat on the floor. Switch the legs if you had them cross-legged. Switch your position if you need a little change in your seated position. Let's cup the hands over the knees, and let's just take some full body circles here. Just little, I should say just slow and easy, kind of finding the front, the sides, and the back of it. Just giving a little wake-up call to all of those little hip, gluteal, leg muscles, and reverse. Couple more. Nice. nice. All right, sit up nice and tall. Let's flutter those eyes closed again if you like. And shoulders are up, back, and down, just opening up the heart. And let's take our chin and just lower the chin to the chest. And then let's lift the chin and being mindful about how high you go with your chin. If you have cervical uh, pain, don't lift your chin as high. If you don't have pain, lift up if you feel like that's safe. Lower down. We want to be really careful when dealing with the neck. And let's be careful with our entire body. Really, right? Lifting. Bring that chin all the way down one more time. And then up to neutral. And then using your nose as you're going to draw some circles in front of you. So I'm going to go little tiny circles, just little circles. And then I'm going to go a little bigger as my neck feels okay. It's like you're drawing a circle with your nose in front of you. And you just go as big or small as feels comfortable. And let's reverse, starting small maybe. Really working through the neck muscles. That's where we tend to hold a lot of tension. It's amazing how working through a couple of these neck muscles, trapezius, upper back shoulder area, can really help relieve tension. It's where we tend to hold it. When you find yourself back in the center, lift the shoulders up, back, and down again, and just gently take your head over to the right shoulder, your ear to the right shoulder. And then lifting up and over to the left shoulder. And up and over again, right shoulder. Lifting up and over left shoulder. And then take that back up to the top. And now let's look over our right shoulder. Try to keep your left shoulder back. Look around. And then bring yourself around to the front. And over to the left. Hold the right shoulder back and down. And let's do that one more time. Take it all the way over to the right. And then bring your gaze and your look all the way around to the left. And then bring yourself back to the front. Okay, very nice. Let's take it over onto hands and knees. And let's drop the belly and lift the chin, cat-cow. Inhale. And then exhale. Hands right below the shoulders, knees below the hips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, under. 2 more just like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, under. Inhale, lift. Exhale, under. And let's inhale and lift and hold the chest open, shoulders down, but keep breathing. So heart opens here. Really pushing the tailbone up and pulling the heart open and forward out of the shoulders. Hold that there and come back and have a seat right on your feet. Take the hands right behind you. Interlace the fingers if you can. If you can't reach, just pull down and open the heart this way. So instead of lifting and pushing the chest out, think about lifting up first. Pull the shoulders down. Elbows have a soft bend and lift your hands behind you. And then see if you want to embellish that a little bit by opening up the heart a little more and maybe lifting the chin. Pulling, opening that heart, lifting that heart. Deep breath in. Exhale. Oh, that feels so good. Okay. Now, let's take the hands and knees back down for tabletop. In your tabletop position, we're getting ready to go down to the ground, and we're going to take it to a sphinx posture and then into some baby cobras. And I know that this can be tough, working through that back and extending the spine. So please do whatever you need to do to make it a little better, a little easier, I should say. So let's just bring it down to hands on the ground with your elbows on the ground. And then just wiggle around a little bit. Take those hips side to side. And then undo and bring yourself all the way down onto your heart. And then in that Sphinx pose, pull the shoulders down and back. Lift up through those pushing the elbows down, pulling the heart forward. And just take a deep breath in. Now tighten your booty, your gluteal muscles. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. One more time, really lift that heart. Maybe tuck the chin a little bit if that feels right. Exhale. Now bring that down and set your forehead right on the ground. Tuck your toes if that feels better. And let's take a wide, wide tented finger baby cobra. So what we're going to do here is gently lift up. Now, if you like your toes tucked here or flat, either way is fine. Take a deep breath in and exhale. As you lift, keep breathing. We're just going to hold it up here for a few breaths. Now, shoulders pull back, tuck and squeeze the chin down, lifting the heart. Deep breath in. Exhale down. Now we'll do that 2 more times, and next time we come down, we'll bring our right cheek to the ground. So take a deep breath in. Lift on the inhale this time. Lifting up as high as you can. Exhale, set the right cheek on the ground. Inhale, lifting up. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale down, left cheek on the ground. And let's take it up one more time. Deep breath in, lift. And just exhale straight down. Set the hands underneath the shoulders. Plug in your elbows. And then just set your forehead on the ground. This time take your legs wide. So maybe out to the corners of the mat behind you. Plug in those elbows one more time. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Now we're going to push into baby cobra. Push the tops of the feet and the palms. Inhale, lift. Keep those elbows plugged in. Baby cobra. Exhale down. So we are basically just peeling the forehead off the ground. Inhale, peel the forehead. And lift up. Pushing into the ground at the last moment. Exhale down. One more time. Opening that heart. Inhale, lifting up. Pushing into the ground. Exhale down. Rest your forehead. Walk your hands along the mat above your head, reaching as far forward as you can. Walk your feet back hip distance apart on the mat. As you're ready, interlace your fingers behind your back if you can reach, or just get your hands as close as you can. And we're going to do the same thing, baby cobra, lifting up with the hands behind the back. Inhale, lift up, peel the forehead, reach behind, and then exhale down. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lifting up, reaching, exhale, lowering down. And we've got one more in there. Inhale, lifting up, reaching behind you, exhale down. And let's take child's pose. Push yourself up, and if you like, wide knee, feet together, extended child's pose. Then take that version using any embellishments you need to bring the earth up to you. And if you prefer to do a traditional child's pose, you can bring your knees together underneath you, arms behind, and head to the ground. And if any of these are uncomfortable, please feel free. This is your class. Make it yours by bringing the earth up to you and modifying any of these postures. One more deep breath here. Exhale. Plant those hands back underneath. Let's take tabletop again. And then we're going to take a spinal twist. So reach your left arm up, all the way up to the sky. Open up and twist your torso, and then exhale, thread the needle, left shoulder, left cheek to the ground, and then walk your right hand above your head and just gently push those hips to the right. Just bump them to the right a little bit. To the left. I apologize. I said the wrong side. Reaching your right arm above your head, bumping hips to the left. Now open your heart. See if you can open your heart a little deeper if that's available. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, plant that right hand back underneath your shoulder, unwind, bring that left arm back up into the sky, counter twist, and then exhale back down. And now we'll take the right side. Reach up with that right arm. Open and twist the upper body. Exhale, slide that leg. Wow, slide that arm under. Walk the left arm above your head. Bump those hips to the right. Tone your abdominals and just see if you can spiral your heart towards the ceiling. Breathing, toning, cleansing. And then bring that left hand back underneath. Unwind, bring that right arm up. And set that hand back down. All right, let's take a down facing dog. Tuck the toes, take a deep breath in. Exhale, hips high, and let's walk this out. Now, I promised that this would not be a tough class, and I know down dog can be very tough on wrists and shoulders. So we'll just be here for a moment. Take a child's pose or any other posture if you need to. Relieve your shoulders and your wrists. Let's slide up onto the balls of the feet, push your hips even higher, and then gently send the heels towards the ground, as close as you can get them to the ground. They do not have to touch. And bend your knees generously if you need to. And we'll be here for one more big breath. Exhale, bring yourself back to hands and knees and flip over onto your seat, and we will take a couple of seated postures here. So sit up nice and tall and find your sit bones. Take a nice deep breath in, point your toes, and then exhale forward into a seated forward fold. And I like to kind of hover first just to kind of find my place today. It's different every day. And then once you're ready, let go and find your forward fold. And we'll just take a couple breaths here. If you need to bend your knees generously, please feel free. Bring those pieces and parts and limbs and floor up to you. Make it so it feels good on your body, in your body. Roll yourself up. All of these postures are, they have kind of a definite look to them. And the main thing is yours might not look like the textbook or like Instagram, and that's okay. We just want to be in our own bodies and doing what our own bodies can do. So feel free to modify, just be safe. Okay, so turn your palms so that your fingers are facing forward, and we're going to bend the elbows. So this is really important. Instead of scrunching shoulders, bend elbows so you can keep that torso open. And just hold yourself here for a moment, and then inhale, open your heart, lift, and then exhale. It's almost like a cat-cow here. Inhale, pull the heart up and forward. Maybe lift the chin if that does not hurt the neck. Exhale, back, tuck that chin down. Inhale, lifting chin and opening heart, pulling that heart forward. Exhale, back and down. And then sit up tall and grab around your shins. Feet are placed wherever is comfortable for you. Maybe you can get them a little closer and use them to help you sit up taller. I'm going to wrap my arms around my shins just to really help myself make some muscle memory to get my posture as high as I can get it. So you feel free to do you. Deep breath in. Exhale. Extend your right leg out in front of you. Flex the foot if you can. And we're going to take a nice little twist around to the left. So take your right arm around your left knee. Take your left arm behind you. Prop yourself up with the left fingertips. Shoulder down though. And then twist yourself around into your twist. Opening the heart. Really pulling your left shoulder down and back and open. Take your eyes and look up into the uppermost left part of your eye socket. Upper left. One more breath. Exhale. Very nice. Now let's take the other side. Sit up tall, deep breath. Wrap that left arm around. Pop up on your right fingertips. Shoulder down, elbow bent. Inhale. Exhale around. Pull yourself if you can, gently, never forcing. And then take your eyes up into the uppermost socket, right part of your socket. Open the heart and release. Let's take another deep breath in, flexing the feet. Exhale. Flexing is harder than pointing, so see what happens. See if you can get your yourself into a deeper stretch this time if you're a little more warmed up. And then bring yourself back up. Let's bring ourselves down onto the ground and lower yourself until your back is on the floor, your head is on the floor, and your knees are up. Palms down. Let's take a couple of bridges here, pushing your heels into the ground, lifting your hips up, flattening your neck and tucking your chin, and then exhaling down. And we'll do that a couple more times. Deep breath in, lifting up, 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 up. Exhaling down. And one more time. Deep breath in, lift. And then exhale down. Walk your feet as wide as your mat and start to lower both knees to the right and then both knees to the left. So this is like a windshield wiper movement. So mainly keep the feet on the outside edges of the mat so they're wide, so that when you take your knees down, you've got this wide separated foot position. Next time your knees are over to the right, hold them over there and then look left. And just breathe gently, taking in that air, allowing this beautiful stretch, this spinal twist to open the heart and open your hips. And allowing the breath to do its job. It's bringing fresh, new oxygen to every joint, every organ, every muscle in your body. And then exhaling from every single part of your body all of the toxins. Let's take those knees back up and over and then gently lower them over to the left. Look right. Place your hand wherever it's comfortable. Maybe close your eyes. Breathe. Take these big, delicious breaths. Let yourself really relax. I feel myself kind of holding myself back because I have a little bit of a hip soreness, and I'm noticing, oh, I could breathe into that and really let it go a little bit. See if you have a spot like that too. So delicious to learn to really let go. It's a remembering and a forgetting. Bring yourself back up. Drop both knees together. Bring your hands up over your head. Palms up. So the knees are together. Just gently take the arch out of your back and then let it return. And then take the arch out of your back and then let it return. So you're just rocking with pelvic tilt. Squeeze the entire pelvic floor and then release. And one more time. Squeeze and then release. And then walk your feet together, bottoms of your feet together as you let your knees gently separate. Let's bring the hands into cactus with palms up and just breathe here. See if you can really find your exhales and really sink into the ground. Be heavy into the floor. Deep breath in. Heavy into the floor. Relax between your eyebrows. Let's take the tongue to the roof of the mouth and massage around at the roof of the mouth and go back as far back with your tongue as you can on the roof of your mouth towards your epiglottis, that little punching bag in the back of your throat there. And then take your jaw and just relax it and go side to side, side to side. And then keep your lips together, but keep your teeth slightly parted. And then bring a little smile to just your lips. And then relax out of that. Pull the knees into the chest. Hold them in nice and tight. And then extend one leg all the way down and then the other. And then gently situate yourself into the Shavasana of your choice. So many ways to take your Shavasana, which is our final resting posture. You can lie just with the legs extended, arms to your sides, palms up or palms down, whichever feels comfy for you. I've been really enjoying Snow Angel, where my feet are separated slightly and my arms are over my head separated slightly. If any of these Shavasana postures bother your back, you're always able to pull the knees into the chest or roll over onto your side, or um, lift the knees to the air and knock them together with the feet apart to relieve that low back. So we'll be here for a couple of moments just breathing in our Shavasana. I'm going to read through that affirmation one more time, and so I would love for you to just hear my words, stay in your Shavasana, focus on your in breath and your out breath, feeling the breath move through your body, feeling that chest rise with the inhale, sink with the exhale, and feeling that earth beneath you. Noticing your toes and your feet and your ankles, your calves, moving up to your knees, your thighs. Moving up to your pelvic area, your hips, belly button, your rib cage and your stomach and your heart. Your back muscles, your shoulders, your upper arms and your lower arms and your hands, every finger, shoulder blades, neck, your jaw, your teeth, your nose, your lips, your ears, your eyes, relaxing between your eyebrows, your forehead, that beautiful body, this incredible body that you have. As you lie there, I'll read one more time. May we be protected together. May we be nourished together. May we work together with great vigor. May our study be enlightening. May there be no hatred between us. May there be no hatred towards ourselves. Wishing you peace. The whole world peace, starting with ourselves. Take a couple more breaths here. Today I'm going to leave you in Shavasana on your back to just enjoy this moment for as long as you feel comfortable, so that you can come out of Shavasana when you are ready. You get to choose. You have agency. So I invite you to stay there just as long as you need. I wish you peace. Thank you so much for sharing yourself with me today. And I just Want to say one more thing about the yoga helping us. It helps us to stay in the present moment and to really feel and be in our bodies. So I wish you peace and love and joy in every healing practice and every breath that you take for yourself. Thank you so much. Namaste.